I'm Jay-Z.
I'm Daniel.
This is Just My DIY.
Have you been trying to personalize your globe work for your Christmas tree? Have you been struggling on how to create a nice, smooth, glittery pattern with unique personality? Well, we have the video for you.
That's right. In this video, we're going to give you 10 tips on how to make these glitter ornaments. And these are tips you won't find anywhere else all in one video. We've learned a lot after we've made a few, and we're going to bestow that knowledge on you.
Let's do it.
Yes.
The basics to making your own Christmas ornament are simple. Add adhesive inside your globe. Mix in some glitter. Evenly distribute said glitter until it's pretty. Add a decal. Ooh, even prettier. Add the top to your globe and put it on your favorite Christmas tree, preferably inside. There are some nuances we'd love to share with you to make this process go so much easier. At Just My DIY, we prefer polycrylic. Okay, so first things first, it must be stirred, not shaken.
We like to use a little container like this to put it inside.
A funnel bottle.
Yay! But if you're just starting fresh with this, use a straw and stir it in this. Again, do not shake.
Blow in the straw.
That would also create bubbles.
No bubbles.
No bubbles. What is tip number 2, Daniel?
Feel free to add and use more poly than you think you need.
This is so important because if you keep having to add more, you might end up with ridges. So you'll see about how much we have in there. I actually think we will need a little bit more. So I'm going to add in more because you can reuse this. So you see that? Now, the third tip is to use different cups for your poly and your glitter. And that's because you can reuse both. So as we're coming in here, we're doing the poly, you'll see that we do have some extra, which is great because we can redo it. Now, you can either pour it directly into this cup, but when I have this much left, I actually like to pour it right into the other ornament, but I'm making sure to get it inside, okay? And then just turn it upside down, let it set. These have dried now for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long. We're ready to put the glitter in. We're just gonna pour, again, more than you need. You can reuse whatever is left over. So I put a lot of glitter in there.
Like
Okay.
the sands of time.
It is pretty much like the sands of time. So you're gonna spin these to get the glitter in them, but everyone always asks, how do you get it at the top? Well, that's simple. You have to cover the top and keep spinning it. But you wanna do that with a wet paper towel. So you put this over here. Now, some people shake. I like to turn. This ensures a nice, smooth, even coat goes on it. I do a little shaking at the end. But this way we are ensuring a nice coat. And when you do it like this and you have your wet paper towel, you get to the top. Okay, then you're gonna wanna check, how are we looking? We're looking good. I do at the end, holding the wet paper towel, a little shake. That just ensures everything's good, but look at that. How pretty is that? When you take this off, all that glitter got trapped. Glitter did not go flying everywhere when we were shaking or turning this, which is awesome. So now this is going in the trash can. Now you'll find you do have some extra glitter. I don't know if you can see in there, but there is extra glitter. We're gonna put that right back in here. So you see there's plenty. I try to get out as much as possible. Okay, so we got most of it out. But again, more is still gonna come out of this. So we're gonna put it in a glitter cup, because again, if we put that in a poly cup, you would then ruin your poly and not be able to reuse that. So we have glitter cups, poly cups, and we recovered lots of glitter.
Soon we are ready to put our personalizations on them, but first, a couple more tips. Number 5, don't attach your top on yet.
No. There's a couple of reasons that you don't want to do that. First of all, we're going to show you a different way to do that at the end, but you don't want to put the tops on yet because some of them do sit a little off center, and if you're trying to center up a decal to your ornament, you don't want to put that decal on if your top is off center. This is especially more important when you're using the little disc ornaments because there's an obvious center, but we just say leave the tops off for right now. We'll get those at the end. Tip number 6, the alcohol.
Yes.
Everyone likes alcohol.
Everyone needs to get the alcohol, use the alcohol to get the greasy little fingerprints and other things, environmentally speaking, off of the surface in which you wish to put your personalization.
So we like to use these little containers from the Dollar Tree. We marked A for alcohol because you can just take a regular old paper towel and just press it right on top and it squirts out a little bit of alcohol. They're so handy, really easy to use. And then you're just going to want to wipe the surface of your ornament where you plan to put your decal. I'm not quite sure where this is going to go, so I'm just going to wash the whole thing with alcohol and set it down to let it dry. Same thing over here.
And try not to touch the surface that you have just cleaned again, just so you know.
Did I do that?
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to put it out there anyway.
Yes.
Because I didn't get to yell at you.
Aw. I think he wanted to yell at me, y'all. Okay, so we're going to give those a little bit to dry. It's alcohol, so it will evaporate fairly quickly, and we didn't use a whole lot. A few words on graphics. We're not going to do any design space in this video, but you really need to think carefully when you pick your graphic. Do not pick very thick graphics. No giant circles, no really thick Santa Claus hats, anything like that. You're working on a curved surface here. And so you need something that's going to work with the curved surface. If you're using a disc ornament, these are a little flatter. You can get away with a little bit thicker on your graphics, but if you try to put very big, very thick graphics down, they're not going to lay flat and you're gonna end up with
wrinkles.
Wrinkles, creases, tunnels, all the stuff that you definitely don't want. So that was tip number 7, no thick graphics. Now we're getting to putting the decals on. First, we're going to get our transfer tape on the decal that we have chosen for this. So treat your transfer tape like you usually do. Make sure you press it down real good.
Press it good. Press it real good. Bow, 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 bow.
All right, so now tip number 8 is to notch your transfer tape, which a lot of people do say this, but they don't exactly tell you how to notch it. Make sure you do it after the backing is off. You don't want to do this with the backing on. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because I did it and it didn't work and I had to recut the graphic. You may even want to try to do this in multiple lines. When I'm notching my transfer tape, I like to notch in between and as far up as I can. In between the letters, any little swirly things, be careful not to cut your vinyl. You see here, I'm actually gonna come in, come around this little guy. You're basically trying to give enough room for movement between these, especially if you have multiple lines. Tip number 9 is make sure you don't fully press down your vinyl until after you get your transfer tape off. This is important because you might have some wrinkles or tunnels or something in there that you couldn't see with the transfer tape on. So I lightly apply my vinyl, get the transfer tape off, and then really press down and make sure everything's nice and smooth.
Your transfer tape will come off in pieces. This is a result of the notching we did in it in order to make it lay flat. You will need to lightly press on the vinyl to get the transfer tape to release easily, with a mindset of being careful not to overstretch or stretch at all your vinyl. Once your transfer tape is off, feel free to smooth it down with your fingers.
And you'll see with the second line, I actually didn't notch transfer tape because it was so small, but I just adhered the top of it, pulled the transfer tape off from the top, and then smoothed it down with my finger. So our 10th and final tip is that you need to modify your tops, otherwise you're going to end up scraping off your glitter on the inside. I've heard a lot of people in the craft group say, oh, just let it dry for 24 hours. Well, I can tell you this ornament here dried for about 5 days before I put the top on, and I still scraped the glitter. So you can see right here it's scraped off, as well as on the other side it's scraped off. So we want to avoid that, and it's super easy to do. So we're going to take one of these, take this, remember, bend it in. Oh, that's not one. Bend it in. Take this, bend it in. Okay, you're pretty bent in here. Okay. Use your pliers and grab it from underneath because this is about to get hot. I like to have my rings facing forward. And just hold that down. Know that that's still going to be hot. And there you go. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about making glitter ornaments.
And if you did, you should like the video, subscribe, click the bell, and of course check out the list of materials we use to make it down below.
And if you're not watching this on our website, head over to justmikediy.com for more. For now, we're going to go get these on the trees. Thanks for watching and happy holidays. Bye-bye.